name is Jeremy. Welcome to another episode of Practical IT. In today's episode, we are going to build a new virtual machine and we're going to install Webmin on Ubuntu Server. Webmin is going to act as a web-based user interface to administer Ubuntu Server so that you don't have to do everything from the command line. As you can see, Webmin is available from webmin.com, and if you were going to download it with your web browser, this would be fine. We're going to take a different route. To take a look at what we're going to be working with, if we go to screenshots, we can see that Webmin gives you a fairly intuitive way to do many things on a Linux server. We'll come back to this in just a moment. Let's get our virtual machine started. I've got the basic shell built. Just need to add in the install media. And we're going to use the 1604.2 LTS server. And we're going to go ahead and get this started. And the installation is pretty much the same as for any other version of Ubuntu if you are not using the graphical interface. So this is a text-based install. And I've done this enough times that I'm going to go through this fairly quick to save us some time. Okay, we're going to call our hostname Ubuntu Webmin for our purposes. The user is going to be demo. Enter the password twice. Time zone. Okay, so now we've got a functional, minimally configured Ubuntu server. We're going to log in and we're going to find out the IP address. As you can see, we've got many updates to do, but we're going to wait until after we do the install of Webmin and do all those at once. Okay, so we're on 172.16.74.245. I'm going to jump to the terminal on my Mac and we're going to connect to that. And I'll make the text larger so it's easier for all of you to read. We can start our install of Webmin. So the first thing we need to do is edit our etc apt sources.list file. So we need to do sudo nano /etc/apt/sources.list. And we need to go to the bottom of the list here. And we'll add a comment, Webmin. Then we'll say deb http://download.webmin.com/download repository sarge contrib. Control X to leave, Y to save changes, and enter. And we enter wget http://www.webmin.com j-key.asc and sudo apt key add. And now we will go through our update. And as you can see on the bottom 3 for get 7, 8, and 9, it is checking Webmin. And then we can do sudo apt get install webmin-y to accept it. If you see right here, it says we can go to Ubuntu Webmin 10,000, 172.16.74.245, advanced, proceed, and now we've got our login screen. And we even get notifications here on macOS about packages we need to install. And we no longer have to rely on typing those in from the command line. We can just install them directly from Webmin. And it will list all of our 107 odd updates we need to install. Update selected. And it will start going through those. We can say install now, and it's going to go ahead and process that request. And the output you're seeing here is pretty much identical to what you would see on the terminal. The nice thing here is that you're still able to leave that area and go to other places in Webmin. You can see that we're using 43% of the CPU, 34% of real memory, no virtual memory, and just 24% of the local disk, which was a 10 gigabyte disk. And it gives us actual numeric values here as well. And poking around, you can see that we've got different configuration files we can back up and change language and theme and different things specific to Webmin. There are things we can do on a system level: boot up and shut down, disk and network file systems, scheduled commands and cron jobs, software package updates, system logs, users and groups. It makes it pretty easy to add users and groups. If we want to add a new group, we'd click on local groups, and we could say create a new group, say test 1, and it's going to give us 1001 as a group ID. No password required for the group. We can do that later. We're not going to add anybody to the group at this moment, but we'll add a few users for that later on. I could say create, and it will go ahead and create our group. And if we come down here, we can see test 1 group has been created. Now if we look at our little bell, it's going to give us some dashboard information, notifications, favorites, kind of handy. You come back over here to the left side, and under servers you can see that all we've got is read user mail and SSH server. I generally don't install much beyond that in the initial install in Ubuntu Server, since it's so easy to install it later on. If we jump down here to Unused Modules, and we take a look at different things that are down here: DHCP server, disk quotas, iSCSI server and target, Kerberos, IM server, LDAP client and server, LDAP users and groups, database, MySQL, and a lot of different things. Most of these you can install right from their module. If we were to look at the bind DNS server just as an example, you would see an option to click here to install. We won't do that at this time. Let's go back to the dashboard and see where we're at on our updates. Recent package updates, such as new kernel version, require a reboot to be fully applied, so we can do reboot now. Reboot system. And if we jump back over here to our VirtualBox, it is going through the shutdown process, and you can see on the Mac terminal that the connection was closed. Rebooting. And we're back to login screen. So we'll jump back to our Mac terminal. We can reconnect there. It's showing us more stuff can be updated. We'll go back in. And 10 package updates are available. Go ahead and click on that. And only updates. Refresh available. Back to the package list. Let's see what we're saying on dashboard now. Still showing 10 available. Now let's just jump back over here. This will correct our little issue. This is something I have not seen before, but most problems that I've run to on Linux are fairly simple to work yourself through. Alright. Come back over here. We'll reload this. All packages are up to date. Alright, so other things we haven't looked at: hardware, your iSCSI client, logical volume management, different things of that nature, system time, printer administration, and then our networking is probably one of the most important. Otherwise, your firewall, your bandwidth monitoring, IPv6 firewall, network configuration, TCP wrappers. You can look at network configuration here real quick. And you've got your interfaces, routing and gateways, hostname and DNS client, and host addresses. All in all, this is pretty easy to use, and this will serve as the basis for the virtual machine that we'll be using in the next several videos. So stay tuned for probably at least 2 more videos in this series on Webmin. As always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share, thumbs up, like, depending on whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, and tell your friends. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. This is Jeremy Lake signing off for Practical IT. Have a great day.